Belinda and HarperAudio Australia present this unabridged recording of The Last Dingo Summer, the Matilda Saga, Book 8, written by Jackie French and read by Edwina Wren. To Lisa, Christina, Kate and Angela, partners in the creation of a series that tells the history of our nation from the viewpoint of those historians too long ignored, and to all whose stories were hidden, may they now be heard. The Last Dingo. I had a dingo uncle when I was young. He wore black fur. I had bare feet. We lived on an island of sand dunes and scrub. Each morning he waited, watched, protected, lying panting in the shade of thin-clothed casuarinas as we swam and built castles vast enough to pierce the sky. His hackles rose if strangers came too near, and once he patrolled the lacy edges of the waves, refusing to let us paddle. That was when we saw the shark. He was not our pet, nor were we his. As a girl, I heard the dingo's song so often that I failed to listen to it. They baited wild dogs up in the mountains, dropped poisoned meat from helicopters. Was it months or years before I missed their cry? That was 50 years ago, and yet last night, midnight, driving home, a shadow tore at roadkill on the gravel. Long-legged, skinny and golden eyes, it did not even glance at me, and then was gone. Maybe somewhere in the mountains dingoes hide, but do not let a human hear their song. They've learnt that we aren't worthy to be uncled. One day Earth's last rose will bloom, the final gum tree wither. We'll turn on a screen to escape the magnitude of loss and assume there'll always be another season of the green. Meanwhile, the hills are silent. But tonight, as the moon bounces above the ridge and the valley grows its silver shadows, I will hear the dingo howl again and imagine it's not just echo of memory and of love. Prologue. Gibber's Creek Gazette, June 1978. Dogs of Gibbers Creek Art Exhibition. The great day is on us again. It's doggy time. Come on, all you dodgy artists. Which dag will win this year? Entry forms at the Gazette office above the Bluebell Cafe. The Killer. This was where the dead had rested. The killer stood among the thistles that had grown since the Drinkwater Church burned. For over 70 years, worshippers had stood here after the service was over. Old Matilda Thompson had donated the land for this church and paid for it to be built. Now it was gone. The bones found by the bulldozer driver a month ago had vanished too. Each skeleton had been draped in a body bag and taken to the morgue. 4 had been clean with age. Only one still had the burned flesh about his body. The forensic team had taken samples among the crumbled rafters and charred floorboards. The killer's glance moved to the graves in the churchyard. Their wooden grave markers were charcoaled and illegible. The memorial stones smoke-dark too. There were no gravestones for the bodies from the wreckage. Perhaps there never would be. The winter air cut like a knife, smelling of new gum leaves and the lingering scent of bushfire. Above, the drought-blue sky seemed to snicker. I can see you, it seemed to say. You can't escape from me. Soon there would be no sign a church had been here at all. But every week the killer stood in the ash and dust, remembering. Chapter 1. Gibbers Creek Gazette, September 1978. Nixon travels to Australia. Mr. Richard Nixon, former US President.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?